That wasn't hitting like it needed to hit. Hold on. That didn't. It wasn't giving what needed to be given. Hold on. Try this again. All right. Hello, darling. How are you, darling? Come on in, darling. Don't be shy. I don't bite. Unless, of course, you're into that type of thing. Oh, darling. How I've missed you. You've been gone too long, darling. You don't like when you keep me waiting like that, darling. Oh, darling, we haven't been live in a little moment, y'all. Where have you been? I do want to thank you all for being here tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, darling. And I don't take that for granted, darling. Come on in, don't be shy. Y'all come in. We're going to get everybody in here. So I had started a previous stream, and I think because I clicked on it after 5:30, it disappeared. So I had to start a new stream. So everybody probably now has to migrate from the old stream to this stream. So we'll give everybody a minute or two to do that, and we'll get started. So I don't know if you guys saw the last video that I uploaded. It was about why I'll never get the, okay? And so it was a short video because typically when I'm doing uploaded videos, I tend to prefer to keep them shorter, like under 12 minutes, okay? So I felt like I didn't really get to say everything I wanted to say, but I feel like to say a lot, the video would have been super, super long. So, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. Thank you for the super chat, Daryl Hayes. We got the love coming in already. We love over here. He says, that's what I'm talking about. Hello, somebody. Let's get it in. So like I said, I really wanted to go into depth with this. So I was like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's do a live stream so that I can hear from you guys. I can, see you guys' comments, and we can kind of all feed off of one another. Because I want us to start building a rhythm from how our groove will be, when we're on Discord and in the Patreon, to kind of start getting us used to interacting. I think that's important for us to not just have people talking at us, but to be able to interact and speak back and ask questions and share perspective. Do you feel me, guys? Can y'all hear me okay? There has been a lot going on recently, y'all. A lot, to say the least. So, okay. All right, how do I put this? So, y'all big sister, sometimes she be getting tired, okay? And I have found myself recently just feeling tired. Like this whole, situation with the vacations. Y'all, we will be speaking in code on this live stream because you already know that, talking about this is like speaking Voldemort's name on social media present day. So, okay, let's all just bear with me when I'm using these code words. So sometimes I feel like so many things really should be very clear and common sense when it comes to certain things. And when I see certain behaviors or certain comments, I get tired, and it makes me just not even want to say anything about something. So I feel like there are a few things recently that, we need to be speaking on, but I think I've been subconsciously like purposely avoiding these conversations. And I feel like I need to speak on this at this point because I've seen women being pregnant trying to get this, trying to give this stuff to their children, and it's just starting to get out of control, and I want us to really go into it. So, let's go ahead and say this, y'all. Well, nobody can get me up out of nowhere. You saying Nicki Minaj got put up out of there for it. Me and Nicki don't work for the same people. I work for y'all. So unless y'all plan on putting me out on the street, I'm going to be all right. Okay? And like I said, we're going to fly under the radar. We're going to speak in code. Okay? We ain't going to be dumb now. Okay? We're going to have to finesse this. This is where finesse comes in. Okay? So we're going to finesse a little bit, y'all. So I'm in Target. Let me tell you what prompted this to where I was like, okay, I'm about to say something. I have to say something at this point. I'm in Target, minding my black business, not hurting anyone, not bothering a soul, not hurting a hair on anyone's head. Okay? Before I know it, my space is violated by a strange, small, older woman with a clipboard. She did not say, hello, how you doing? Are you all right today? Do you need anything? You good? She just walks straight up to me like, excuse me, have you got the C-19 vacation? Oh, I probably shouldn't have said C-19. The feds have just entered the chat. The feds just entered the chat. Fact checkers just entered the chat. Thank you for the super chat, Dina. She says, I would not encourage pregnant women to get it at all. I know a woman who was pregnant with triplets. She got it and lost all three. Whew. Child. Listen. Now, you know, it's one thing if you gonna get it for you, but you got to be out your rabbit mind to be pregnant and do that. You got to be careful when you're pregnant just in general, let alone with something experimental that ain't been tested yet for emergency, and it's for emergency use. Honey, that is not it, darling. That is not it. Boy, that's not it at all. I'm sorry to that sister. That's terrible. So, you know, I'm in Target. This small lady comes up to me again, just comes straight to it. Hello, have you gotten a vacation? I literally felt like, boy, y'all seen the Ike Turner meme where Ike looked back like this? That's how I looked at her. The lady came behind me. I don't like for people to even creep up from behind me anyway. That makes me uncomfortable. It makes me nervous. I don't like that. Don't do me like that. Okay, so here comes sis. You know, excuse me. Have you gotten... Beat it, Karen. Scram. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to start perfecting your none of your business look. The none of your business look is very effective. You ain't got to say nothing when you give someone the none of your business look. They immediately start to hit you with one of these moves. That's what I thought. So, you know, if you're minding your business and then you are disturbed, you give them the, then pause. Don't look away right away. So this is the, excuse me, none of your business. Then you got to do a look up and down. This solidifies it. This means, oh yes, this was intentional. Yeah, I looked at you like this on purpose. So you look back and give it a, and then just be quiet and just look and don't blink. Watch how quickly they hit you with this. And then, after they start backing up, turn around real slow. You know what I'm saying? So I gave her that look, and so I said, okay, this is becoming ridiculous. This is not all right. Y'all cannot just be going up to people asking them about personal medical decisions. Okay? There are a many contagious things that fly through the air. Okay? That does not give you the right to be able to violate a grown person of whoever it is, a grown adult, and think that you can go up to them as a stranger and ask them these questions. That's like going up to someone and being like, how much is your mortgage? Excuse me? You know what I'm saying? There are certain things you cannot just go to somebody and say, y'all. Okay? Now, when we have this discussion, this live stream, I'm going to drop the phone number for y'all in a little bit. Again, whether you got it or not, you don't have to say that in the chat if you don't want to. You don't have to do any of that. We are just going to be here for everybody to express their side. Okay? I don't have a problem letting y'all know, so you ain't got to ask me. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. It's a, matter of fact, it's a hell to the no for me and mine. Okay? But there's another aspect about this that we gonna have to talk about too. Thank you for the super chat again, Dina. She said it's low-key like asking a random person their HIV status. Exactly. You wouldn't go up to someone and be like, you got AIDS? You need a test? Like, you can't just go to somebody and be like, did you get the vacation? The vacation? Did you? You cannot do that to people. Okay? So now, if you got it, that's on you. If you didn't get it, that's on you. This conversation is not going to be to necessarily attack one person or the other, but we got to have this conversation, okay? See, don't do that, Heem72. I'm gonna take that comment out of here. He said, Shorty saying she's fully vacation, she's fully dumb. No, see, we're not doing that. Nobody get to call nobody dumb. You only speak on yourself, okay? Y'all don't come in here and criticize other people and speak on them, okay? Now, I'm going to reiterate a few things, and we're going to add a few things. The people have the power now more than ever. The people don't have the power in many things. In many things, we have no say-so in it, and that's the way it goes, has always went and always will. One of the few things that we do have a direct control and say-so over is what we eat or drink or what we put into our bodies on an everyday basis. That is one of the few real freedoms that we have, okay? I think it is ridiculous that the entire world are letting a few people tell them what they have to put in your body. What you put in your body is your most sacred right. I want you guys to understand this. What you put into your body is your most sacred right as a human. Okay? You better be damn careful before you give that up for any reason. Sometimes before you let something start, you have to think about what is the end going to be. So, okay, let's talk about this. Let's not just think about today. Okay, we as a people need to start doing better with thinking more long term and not getting so caught up in the right now. Like, right now, I got to take it to keep my job, or I got to take it for this. Once you let them start this, when are you going to draw the line on where it stops? So what are you going to do when these people see you lay down and Again, if it should be a choice. If it is your choice to get it, great. But for them to say that someone has to get it, what do you do if winter comes around and a new sensational virus is brought about? And then they roll out another vacation for that. How much are you going to let these people force you to put something into your body? Do you see how left this can go? If you look at everyone and say, guys, let's just do it. Then if you do it once, you got to do it twice. It is your job. Okay, too many of y'all wait for them to give you permission to exercise your rights. They're not going to do that. People don't do that in general. Most people won't ever come to you and say, you know what, you really can do better. You really are in control of your life more. People don't really do that. The way people interact with each other is if you like it or love it, that's on you. If that's what you want to do, cool. So you cannot sit and wait for them to put your well-being first. That is your own personal responsibility. Because I know exactly what would happen if they came out 2 years from now saying, call 1-800-HOUR-BAD. This whole thing went left. People got sick. We're so sorry. Those same people that were saying, y'all are so selfish, y'all don't go get it. Y'all will be the same ones furious at them and playing the victim to them. Like, how could y'all give this to us? You said it was safe. How could you put your well-being in someone else's hands? Are you waiting for them to come tell you? No. This is your job yourself. Okay? So I'm giving you guys my opinion and my personal decision. Then I will open the lines where you guys can come in and speak your piece, speak about your opinion as well. Okay? Before you know it, you can be on a very dark rabbit hole having them people put all type of stuff into you indefinitely. Okay? So, I want you guys to understand this as well. Most people who are getting the vacation are people that already had the seat. So somebody declining to get the vacation does not make them selfish. They are making the choice of a natural immunity. And that is okay. All right? I see more so the people who are for it attacking the people that are not for it, and it's not okay. Stop calling people selfish and terrible and that they deserve to die and not be able to get medical treatment because they don't want to get that shit. It's getting weird out here. All right? The people that are not getting it are more so mind their business. Like, no, I'm cool. I'm not getting it. And here go other people. How could you think about your loved ones? Bitch, what? What does that got to do with thinking about my loved ones? Because what I put in my body affect me and me only. Number one rule of life. Don't ever let someone else make a decision for you that you have to live with. Not you. Making a decision for me that you ain't got to be the one living with the consequences. Oh no. Oh no. So this is why I don't think it's healthy for us to sit and be telling somebody, oh, how could you do it? How could you not do it? No, you speak on you. I'm speaking on my piece, on how I feel. I can't go to other grown people and police you guys as far as what you want to do. And I think people who haven't gotten it and ain't gonna get it should be offered the same type of respect. Okay? Now, another point that I talked about is y'all, and see, I try to, again, listen to both sides. I have seen people say the reason why they got it is because the man already has us and the man don't need to use this to have us. It's a whole bunch of other stuff we do that's bad for us anyway. What else have I heard? Y'all give me some other things y'all have heard about. Oh, I've heard someone say that despite our history as a people and how they have done us, that they still are for it because they think it's not like that anymore. When I ask them what, so if they consistently have shown us that it's like this, what happened consistently in that same level of consistency to make you think that's not how it is anymore? What happened between then and now? Because I don't see what changed, what's different. Okay? I don't get what people mean by that. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry, not the link, but I'm gonna drop the phone number for y'all to call in. I think it's a major slap in the face in my eyes to your ancestors when you sit and say it's not like that anymore. Y'all are being dramatic. Like, do you know the stuff that your people went through? How can you downplay their pain like that? Like, getting mad at black people because we're skeptical and we ain't with this is like getting mad at a Jew because they don't want to test out gas chambers. Somebody says, guys, come get in this gas chamber. This is going to save your life. It's not the deadly gas in here. This is different gas. It's dangerous out there. Y'all come test this out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wouldn't go to them and say, how could you guys be skeptical? How dare you have me as a black person gonna have a nerve to be coming at me with this needle being like, what are you so skeptical about? What? Where do I start? Me telling you why I'm skeptical according to my ancestors. Let me write it in a letter. What's that Kermit meme where he's like, me writing all the reasons of why, hell no, I'm not with that shit. Let me tell you why. Where do I start? Is you for real? Get out of here. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my sis in the building, Miss Danica Dope Discussion. Y'all see how I blush when Danica come on? This is true love. Like, I just love her so much. Like, every time she calls, she's like, hey, sis. Hey. Hey, girl. Just want you to know I super love you, girl. And you're super dope, okay? Okay? Yeah, y'all please in the chat use code words. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing if consistently in our history that this wasn't happening, but it's peculiar to me that, like, y'all do know this stuff factually happened. And I'm gonna share something personal with y'all. I'm gonna share something with y'all. Y'all sit here and say it's not like that anymore. They're giving it to white people too. They're giving it to them too. So it should be okay. Let me tell you about them folks. Them folks understand the art of war. They gladly, you know what a casualty of war is? Casualty of war is when you got to kill 10 to save 100. When you got to let 100 die to save 1,000. It's a horrible decision to have to make, but in war, sometimes you got to make it. And them people do not mind dropping a few of their own flies for the poop. Don't ask, that sounded deep, and I'm sticking with it. And I'm sticking with it. I said what I said. But y'all get what I mean. Love you. So let me let y'all know, not only is this our history. See, when I say this is our history, y'all think history like long time ago, like our great-great-grandparents' time. No. It is our history, and let me add, it is also our present. Okay? We're not going to go too deep into this part of it, but just basically, if I have to sum this up in a nutshell, y'all, We as a people, we are the original people, meaning we have the what? The original organs, the original blood, the original DNA. When you have that, you become extremely valuable to the rest of the world because it's pretty much like a universal remote control. Do y'all know what a universal remote control is? When you can buy the remote at Walmart and then you can set it to any TV. Okay, other people, it's not like that. Okay, if they Samsung or Caucasoid, the Caucasoid Samsung remote has to go with that TV. So if another one is, Sony, they gotta have a Sony remote. We are the universal remote. Okay? When you are that, and then you are marginalized and, everything else that has gone on with us, you become a lab rat to them. You're the ideal candidate. And they are making trillions of dollars off of us and what is inside our bodies. Okay? I know someone who this happened to. Do you know who this happened to that I know? Or how do I know this? How do I know this is not just us being, because y'all love to call us Hotep Shea Butter. Y'all love to call us that. Hotep Shea Butter, baby, this is real. This really happened. What are you talking about? If you're not going to acknowledge your ancestors and their sacrifice and their pain, then can you at least not downplay it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do y'all mean Shea Butter Hotep? Like, bitch, this really happened. What? Are you delusional? You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and just be like, well, I don't think that. It's not about what anyone thinks. This really happened. Thank you so much, Danica, for the super chat. She says some of these Vaselines are placebos. I believe they pick and choose who they give the real ones to. But hey, I'm just a let thy food be your medicine, holistic, natural type of girl. Right. You just a shea butter. You just a hotep. All right. Miss Ali in the comments brings up Henrietta Lacks. Y'all, please do not put those words in the chat, because then we have to delete what you gotta say. We want to hear what you gotta say, but if y'all put certain words, me and the mods have to delete you because you're gonna get us flagged. Okay, we're meeting like the Underground Railroad right now. So I'm gonna tell you guys the story of my mom. Okay, shout out to my mom, the queen. So they have people in the hospital, and let me make some. There's two layers here. You have some of these people in the hospitals, and you have some in the hospice. Okay, a hospital is where people go when they're sick. Hospice is where they bring you when there is nothing they can do for you and you are for sure going to pass. And this is a place where they go to just make your final days as peaceful and painless as possible. If somebody say they go in a hospice, that means say your goodbyes. This person is beyond saving. Okay? So I'm going to paint the picture for y'all on how this went down so y'all can understand that this is a serious thing. Y'all have to stop downplaying this because you're scared of the truth, because you're shitting yourself when you really understand these people want to kill you. Downplaying it, ignoring it, and being scared of it is not going to save you. Being ignorant to it is even worse. Yes, it is scary to know how severe this is, but not knowing what's up is going to hurt you more in the long run, okay? So they have people in the hospital called social workers. Y'all tell me in the chat, why do you think they have social workers in the hospital? What happens for someone to be deemed needing of a social worker in a hospital? And I'm going to wait for some of y'all responses in the chat. What do you guys think the purpose of a social worker is in a hospital? This is a medical facility, not a social facility. People saying they have no idea why. They have no idea why. Infinite Charm says they're supposed to advocate for the patient. Someone said to help the person, to make sure they're not mistreating patients. Okay. To set up services that people may need at home. So the purpose of the social worker is to seek out the most helpless, poorest, most dire, most helpless people in the hospital. Now, let me say this real quick. Hold on. Let me do a little disclaimer. I don't want nobody getting mad. I'm gonna use the analogy of the United States military. You have people that join the military genuinely feeling like they want to serve their country and they are willing to sacrifice for the greater good and fight for freedom. You have people that really, truly join it for that reason and think that that's what they're doing in good faith. On a serious note, you do. Because the United States government poses their military as these freedom fighters that goes into different countries to save the world and make sure everyone is treated equally. And we don't know that that is the front that they use to get into different countries to rob them. Okay? So on the outside, it looks like they are here to help, to give us, freedom. And then you don't know, that ain't the real reason of what they're here for. And they go in under that guise. And they slide under the radar in what they really do. I believe there are people who are hospital social workers who truly feel as though they are there to help the helpless, give a voice to the voiceless. I truly believe that. So this is not to attack anyone like that. But that does not mean that you are still not being used for an ulterior motive unbeknownst to you. The purpose of a hospital social worker: find the most destitute, dire people in this facility. And that's who so the innocent social worker makes the report of this situation, that situation, and they send it in, and then the man gets it and is like, all right, now who can we get? Okay? So I'll paint this picture. How old was I? I was 19 by this time. I have a younger brother that I was caring for. He was 16 at the time, 15 or 16 at the time. I had just had my son. My son was two or 3 months old. I was breastfeeding at the time, so I kind of always had my son with me. So when I was at the hospice and at the hospital and then at the hospice with her, I would bring him with me, and then some of the nurses would help me with, holding on to him so I could spend some time with my mom. And so it was kind of a team effort for us to make sure that everybody was good. So this was in the hospital. We get to the hospice, and that's when we found out that it was going down. We found out, so my mother had cancer for about 10 years. She got diagnosed when I was 8 years old. She passed when I was 19, so a little over 10 years that she had it. They literally, when I say, guys, I watched, and as a child, it's amazing how our intuitions, develop so naturally. Even as a child, something in me felt like, man, they sure are doing a lot of stuff to my mom. And even as a child, I would feel like, why does it seem like they're giving my mom's bag has more medicine in it, and this rich white lady bag has less in it, or hers is a different color? And I remember being a kid, always seeing these different treatments that my mom was getting and thinking, man, they're sure doing a lot of stuff. Right? So, again, so they kind of experimented with different things on her for, again, about 10 years. I believe that towards the end, she just got tired. I think that she just got to the point where she was like, I just cannot do this anymore. And she was like, you can have all this, okay? So one day I'm in the hospice and my mom was declining really bad, and I was sitting there. I had my son, I was kind of sitting with my mom. So this um social worker comes in and asks me, do I have plans for my mom's funeral arrangements, right? So I was like, ma'am, no. She asked me, does she have life insurance? No. Um, does she have any assets? No. Do you have any assets? No, ma'am. I'm 19 with a baby. This is me. This is what I got. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. Oh, okay. She asked me all these questions. Looking back, I'm like, I know I was just a child, not knowing what the hell I was doing. Cause I'm like, I wish a bitch would come to me now asking me these questions. Why do you want to know? You got some money for me? Can you? What's the plan here? So I just answered all the questions. I want to say maybe 3 days later, as my mom passed. So my mom passes. The nurses call me, tell me that she passed. I get to the hospice. As soon as I walk in, they show me my mom. I look at her, and then they say, come with us. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm in shock. They move you real quick. Like they show you the dead body and then they move you fast. You're literally still like, and they're like, come with us. Come with us. And I'm like, okay. Like, all right. Then they bring you into this small room with no windows and they close the door. In walks this old white guy with a briefcase. Sits down. Oh, young lady, we are so sorry for your loss. What we're going to do, he kept saying we. We from who? Who are you? What is your name? Where are you from? But he walked in looking like he was in charge or something. He had his suit on, a briefcase. He walked in real fast, sat down. Oh, we're so sorry for your loss. We know this is a tough time for you right now. We don't want you worrying about having to pay for arrangements. We're going to offer to cremate her free of charge. I'm like, okay, sign this. Oh, do you need a pen? Here you go. It's going to be all right, my darling. Don't worry about it. Here you go. Yes, just sign right here. Thank you. I finished that signature before the ink could dry. Grab that pen. Thank you so much, Miss Nelson. We'll have the ashes to you in about 72 hours. They FedEx that shit. That shit was just at my doorstep. I don't know how, but they just left it there. They left a box with an urn, a plain gold urn of sorts with we only know what inside of it. And I never saw my mom ever again. That was it. I was this years old before I realized what happened there. You have a black woman who is the original woman who has had 10 years of your God-forsaken experiments done on her body. She has no protection. There's no family unit present. She has vulnerable children that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Birdman hand rub. And they took my mama. Never saw her again. When I got older and I thought about it all again and everything kind of came together, I'm like, who dies and someone just walks in like, you ain't got no money for a funeral? We got it. Don't worry about it. We'll take her. This shit is real, y'all. This is not, oh, we're Hotep and we're Shea Butter, y'all. This really happens, okay? I can only imagine the killing that they made off of her body. I can only imagine the lab testing and God knows what else that they were able to do with her. Okay? We cannot be naive and misinformed. That's why we got to be talking to our children. Telling your children that this is not really real and it's not happening like that ain't helping shit. Because if I would have been kind of on game at that point, I would have known to say, oh no, this is not to teach our children to be afraid or to live in fear, but to make sure that our kids are aware. All right? We have got to stop gaslighting each other and mocking one another like this stuff is not really happening. Because you refuse to acknowledge something happens does not mean it's not happening. Trust and believe. Them people went on to make M's off of her body. Ask me if they offered our family a dime. Go ahead and ask me. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Okay? Y'all, think about the bigger picture. If someone says, I've seen people say they're going to get it because without it they can't go to a concert. Baby, you can't go to a concert if you dead. Power on. You see what I'm saying? Bluetooth pairing. Hello. Bluetooth connected. How are you? You're live on the air.
Hello. My name is Darnell Deshawn. I'm 19 years old. I've been watching your channel since the beginning of the year or so. I'm quite interested in your content and the things that you talk about. Now, I'm just, do my best to stay on topic about what's going on. And first things off, I want to say I'm so sorry for the loss of your mother.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. And when you explain the story about how she got cremated, that's just devastating because you were like what, 19 or so? So
yeah.
Basically you were at my age, you didn't know what was going on, and that's a really scary situation for anybody. Well, because you weren't even aware of like, they just gave you a paper and then you just signed it because you couldn't afford for the funeral because I know those things are expensive.
Yeah.
All right, so just to stay on topic for the live stream, about the vaccine, yes, I totally agree. I do not agree with the vaccine.
Hey, don't say the word. You gotta say the vacation.
Sorry.
You gotta say the vacation. Or the vaccine.
The vacation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I do not trust the vacation either. Neither does my mom. I currently do have family on my mother and my father's side that's gotten it, but I have no plans on getting it. Personally, I don't trust it personally. Now, it's not the vaccine one that's gotten it or not, whether you did or not, it was your choice at the end of the day. But I'm just making a choice for myself that I'm not going to be taking this. And I do, also, another thing I wanted to bring up is I also live in New York. Now, I don't know if you know what's going on, but basically there's a lot of things in the big city that's going on. Like, they're restricting you from going to certain places and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're aware of this.
Yeah.
And eventually I feel like it's going to get way more extreme. Eventually as time does go on.
Mm-hmm.
Also I just, what else am I gonna say? I just feel like what these mandates are doing, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you're pressuring people to get something they don't want to take, or else they're just gonna lose their entire livelihood.
Yeah, so like basically you're forcing people to take it then. Like that's like passive aggressive like forcing, you know what I'm saying? And so why do you think that people don't just say, no, we're not doing it and you can't make us? Why do you think that people just go ahead and do it? Why do you think that people don't kind of exercise their power?
Well, mainly because I feel like because we've been so brainwashed and conditioned into trusting, these higher up people, especially like these doctors, these lab coats, like, yes, they have the information, they have the science, so they must know what they're talking about. But the reality is they probably don't. Actually, there's something I do have to bring up, right? All right, I was in this group chat on Discord, and someone sent a video. The owner of the Discord chat, he sent us a video. It's about a C-SPAN thing with Dr. Fauci and some other doctors, right? And they were talking about something about the vaccines coming from eggs. I kid you not, they actually said this. It was on the C-SPAN of October 2019. You can look this up.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that strange, like eggs. Like, what the hell are you talking about, eggs?
They
Like,
don't. They don't.
I
They,
didn't.
they said they said the virus came from the chicken, so I guess the vaccine gonna come from the egg. I said it.
I guess.
I mean the
Because, like, I was like, wait,
vacation.
what he talking about?
Massa gonna get us.
And then
Massa
another
gonna get
thing,
us.
another thing that he even Dr. Fauci himself has said, like, oh yeah, it's gonna take it like maybe like a decade for us to create a vaccine, but yet we got one in less than a year, and we still don't know
That's
like
what
the
I'm
side
saying.
effects.
That's what I be feeling. I'm like, listen, them other ones
And another thing,
from back in the day. One second. Them other ones from back in the day, like I remember back then when they first started rolling them out. So many people got sick from it. Like it take 10, 15, 20 years of people getting sick, passing away, and experiencing all type of side effects before they're able to say, oh, okay, that didn't work. Let's try this. Let's try that. Like that stuff take time. So it's like, yeah, you
exactly,
may look at certain vacations now and say, oh, they work. Yeah, after 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Not 20 months. After 20 years, not 20
exactly,
days. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people got to get sick and take the L for it to become effective? Ain't no way.
exactly. And another thing is that you can't even hold the companies liable if something happens to you.
Exactly. And my
Because there's
thing
been
is
multiple
it
reports.
worth it?
Oh,
That's my thing. Like, is it worth it to go to a concert, to not have basic self-respect, and to be able to say, no, we as a group, we are not doing that. It's going to be an option, or you can't fire everyone. That's what people don't understand. If you're the one going to the concert, you're the one paying to support this event. They cannot tell you you have to have this or that. Okay, well then we just won't go. I don't understand that. You cannot do. If people would just learn how to set boundaries. If they go to your job and say everybody got to get it, and everybody says no, there's nothing they can do. They can't fire everybody. Even with the situation with the NBA, how are you grown, the biggest, strongest, grownest black man the planet has to offer, and y'all gonna sit here and let 5'5", 75 If all y'all said no, all you gotta say is no, you cannot fire the whole NBA. The NBA is about the people, not about the stadium, not about it's about the people that make it up. So if everybody say no, it ain't gotta be violent. You ain't gotta go back and forth with them. You just say no. You say no. It will remain optional. Otherwise, hell no, we not gonna do it. But it's always them people that be like, forget y'all, I got to get mine. Just get it, y'all. Let's just do it. We got to make the money. You can still make the money and still have your respect and your human rights. Why do you think you can't have both things? I wish you would have me holding tickets to this concert or this event or this sporting event, and you gonna sit here and tell me I can't show up unless I put something in my body? All right, good luck with that. What you gonna do? Hold the game with nobody in the stands? It just doesn't make any sense. You cannot enjoy any of this if you're not alive. You can't enjoy the concert if you're bedridden. And then I think the other issue is people think that because they got it and a month later they feel fine, that they're good. Like, do you understand it could be years before you start seeing side effects?
Yes. Oh my God, bro. It's just so good to hear someone that's on the same mindset as me, because I also talk to people who also agree with me, saying like they're not taking this. So definitely, it's just too much, honestly.
It's too much. Talk about you can't get on a plane ride. Good luck. The plane is a plane unless you got passengers in it. And that's why I'm saying this to me is a very basic, like I get it that some people are not all for, protesting and rebelling. But this would be a very simple,
Yeah.
this is a very simple just saying no. You don't got to be revolutionary or a warrior to do this. All you got to say is no.
It's just that people are so willing to comply. That's the thing.
Yeah, but that's so weird
And
to me. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary compliance. It's kind of weird. So basically, whatever they tell you to do, you just going with it. This is the situation that
exactly.
speaks
And
for
they're not
itself.
even
You ain't got to
questioning.
get violent. You ain't got to die. You ain't got to lose anything. All they have to do is everybody say no. Okay, they need our
Mm-hmm.
money. They need us working for their companies. You ain't got nothing without the people. But I mean, that
Exactly.
if you say, oh, everybody get us, everyone just say, okay, they're probably like, oh, guys, they said yes, they're actually doing it. They probably was like, yeah, all of you, you got to get the vacation, thinking that people was gonna be like, no,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was like, okay, and they was like, oh, that was easy. All right, line up. Like that's weird to me,
Yeah,
but
the
but
same.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
the same way like how we comply with the mask. If we
Yep,
all just said like no, don't want to wear these masks, these masks don't work. You're constantly breathing in your own CO2 every single day when you go outside. Then they would have to end the mandate. It's just that simple.
exactly, my brother. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts.
I appreciate you too.
You have a good one, my brother.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
I don't understand y'all argument when you say I don't understand y'all argument when you say it's about respect for other people or looking out for other people. I don't understand what does that mean. The vacation don't even work. So how is getting it looking out for other people? How about looking out for yourself? They say put on your own mask, put on your own oxygen before you try to put on somebody else's. How about you worry about you first? Everybody worry about themselves and we'll be okay. Hi, how you doing? You're live on the air. Hello?
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Your channel.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny because everything you said about this, I've literally been telling people the exact same thing. I'm like a semester away from graduating from nursing school, and I just walked away yesterday because they were getting
Wow.
ready to
You said you walked away from
make
nursing
us get the
school?
vaccine by October 31st, and I was hoping something would change before then, but it hasn't. So I just said, screw it. I'm done.
You said you walked away from nursing school?
Yep, I'm only a semester away from graduating to be an RN, but I don't like I don't know. I don't like the way the healthcare field is going in general, and so I literally just walked away.
Dang. Yeah, because I mean,
Yep.
you can't enjoy your degree if you dead or debilitated.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
there
Like,
were so many people in my class that were like, well, I didn't want to get it either, but I came this far, and so I'm not going to just give it up. And I'm like, I understand and I respect that, but it doesn't sit right in my spirit, this whole mess.
yeah,
And so for me, I wouldn't even be able to live with myself if I let them bully me into that. So for me, it
yeah,
wasn't worth it. So I
yeah.
walked away. I could do a billion other things. I don't got to be done. I've been in healthcare for 18 years. I'm done.
Wow. And you know what's so funny? Some people might feel like, okay, I got life insurance. I can't live in fear. My family gonna be good. But they don't tell you that if you take that and you die from that, your life insurance is not gonna pay out. Because they're gonna say that you
Insurance.
experiment, you participated in an experiment.
Absolutely.
So that's the worst part about it.
There are people who don't even know that you can't sue the pharmaceutical companies if
A
you
lot
have
of
an
people don't know
adverse
that.
reaction. They don't even know. They're like, that's not true. And I'm like, yes, it is. Y'all
Most
not even really getting
people,
no research like y'all saying.
most people did not even read the disclaimers and the paperwork before they got the shot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of healthcare workers, nurses in particular, all over the nation that are also walking away. And I'm talking about ones who've been nurses for years. They've been doing this. and they're walking away as well. And there, of course, there are people who are staying, and they're like, well, if you don't want to take the jab, then you don't belong in healthcare. And I'm like, well, maybe I don't. But
Okay.
you can go ahead and stay, and y'all gonna be the ones overworked, and y'all gonna end up, being overworked and probably have to quit anyway.
Right.
Y'all can stay. At the end of the day, the healthcare field has been jacked for a very long time. This pandemic, all it did was really bring to the forefront how jacked up it was.
Yep.
I worked through the pandemic all last year, and they were like, "Oh, you guys are healthcare heroes," blah 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 blah. And this year it's like, get the jab or lose your job. And I'm like, that don't show y'all. They don't give a rat's ass
They do
about
not
any of
care.
y'all.
Yep.
I don't know what's gonna make y'all realize that.
Yep. They're not
So,
going to
yeah.
realize it until 2025.
Right.
When
I
they,
guess the
they
same
start
thing.
having all type of health
It's the same
issues
thing.
and can't figure out why. And then they won't be able to get their health issues diagnosed because it was an experimental vacation. So they don't even know how to diagnose or what signs to look for in these side effects. They don't even know what the side effects are yet.
Exactly.
So
And
you're
then
gonna be
you know
sick
what?
and they're not gonna be able
When
to help
people
you.
when people do start having adverse reactions in a few years, that's my theory. They're going to say, oh, it has nothing to do with the vaccine. If it was the vaccine,
Don't
something
say
would have
vaccine.
happened to
Don't
you
say
a
it.
couple
Don't
of
say
weeks
it. Don't
after.
say it. Don't say it. Don't say the word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know it's so
Sorry.
easy. It's so easy to like have it slip out.
Yeah, my bad. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, there, if you don't comply, then another argument too is all of the vacations from the past. You need to you got all of these vacations from the past. This is no different, and I'm like, this is very different because people's livelihoods were not being threatened all those years ago with all those other vacations.
Right. Nobody ever.
So that's how
told
I
me.
know if there's an agenda. I can go. I don't go into what I think the agenda is, but I think it's pretty obvious what the agenda is, and I don't want to be a part of it.
Oh, it's very, 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 very obvious. But thank you so much for giving your words, sis. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good one.
Have a good one, sis.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all. Listen. I don't know. It's getting weird out here. It's getting very, very strange. Did sis hang up? Why it look like the call's still going? Hold on. Yeah, I never saw somebody say, get the polio vacation. I never heard somebody say, get the polio vacation, or else you're gonna lose your kids. Hide your kid, hide your wife. How you doing? You're live on the air. Can you turn the show down in the background, please?
Yes, 1 second. They turn the show down. Okay. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm going to come and speak and say thank you for saying what you're saying, because it's been on my mind for weeks. I've been saying this to my small amount of followers, and nobody's really responding. I live in New York City, and it's getting horrible out here. I have lost 2 to 3 jobs just in the past 3 weeks because I refused to get vaccinated. They will not allow us to get food stamps. We cannot get any type of public assistance. My savings is down to its last, and I'm still refusing to get it. I'm proud of you because us all on the same page. If we do not stand up, we will be outnumbered and forced to have it. It's like I'm trembling in my voice because it's this important to me, and it's crazy because I'm a young woman. I'm 27 years old. I haven't even never had birth control. That's how much I don't trust this stuff. I've worked hard for my health, and it's like it's all being taken away from me because of this vaccine, and I cannot have it at all. And it's crazy to me because one thing that's bothering me is people seem to think because they have the vacation that you're good.
Right.
You can't, they acting like that. You can't, they actually put it in everybody's head that you're not going to be able to give it to nobody or get it. You still going to give it away and get it. So what's the point?
Exactly.
And on top of that, let's just be honest. I already had COVID. I had it and I was
Try not to say
perfectly
the
fine.
word. Try not to say the words.
Oh,
Just
sorry. I
just
already
say,
had the
just
situation.
yeah, just say like the
And
C or something like
yeah,
that.
I already had the situation and I was just fine. Yes, I could not smell, I could not taste, and I don't normally get headaches, so I had a few headaches. But I overcame it on my own and didn't need to be hospitalized. So that's one of my major problems. Why are y'all forcing it against the people saying, oh, because the only benefit of it is that you don't have to be hospitalized. Well, people that already had COVID, they didn't have to be hospitalized. So now what? So now
It's
what?
crazy. It's
That
crazy.
don't, it's just crazy to me. So I appreciate you doing this live because I need more of us to stand up and not only stand up but speak out,
So
and
so
hear. And people have to spread this news because it doesn't make sense. We shouldn't be forced to do this. At this point, I'm searching for a job that you don't have to have it, and that's very slim to none here in New York City.
so they saying that you gotta have it to get food stamps to get food in your mouth.
You Yes, you can't even get food stamps or any type of public assistance. First off, to even get the
Wow.
food stamps right now, it's backed up 30 to 40 days.
Wow.
My partner applied because we both won't get it, so we're both out of jobs. So he applied last month, the middle of last month sometime, and we call it a card every day, and it's still nothing on there. So it's
Wow.
still it's backed up regardless. And now they're saying you can't even get anything unless you have the vacation.
Yeah, and that's so weird. Cause like I said, I've never seen them. You know, back when polio was a thing or tuberculosis. I remember when tuberculosis was going on. The stories you hear about that, how people was dropping like flies, like literally throwing up blood, this and the third. They never said either get it or lose, get the vacation for it or lose your job. And so, but you're doing it over the C virus where, you know, like you said, people losing they smell. Different people had different, you know, symptoms of it, but it has like a 99% survival rate. And this is when we lose our jobs and can't eat if we don't get it. Why now? Why y'all suddenly do it? There has been several other deadly ones before that you have got a vacation for, and you wasn't telling people they need to starve and die because they don't get it. That's hella weird to me. You know what I'm
Exactly, and they're
saying?
also giving out $100 incentive if you do get it.
Girl, I saw that. I saw one. They in Louisiana telling felons that they'll expunge their record if they get it, child.
No, that was
Girl,
just out of line.
they
But
doing the
it's just
most.
really crazy. It's really crazy to me because, like I said, the vacation really has not that much of a point. I'm not speaking for the people that have underlying issues because we understand y'all got to do what y'all got to do. But what I'm here to say is, the people that are fairly healthy and you think that you're fairly healthy, all of that getting the vaccine getting the vacation because you scared, let that go. You
Yeah,
can do
because
that. You can do what you
I'm gonna
need to
tell
do
you,
at home
I'm
because
a,
it's not going to stop you from getting it and it's not going
mm-hmm,
to stop you from giving it to nobody. And they're
yeah,
also saying that the people that do have the vacation are giving out different strands of the situation. So now
yeah,
what?
yeah.
So what we supposed to do? We supposed to stay away from the people that got it and don't got it? Like, what are y'all talking about at this point?
I'm gonna tell you right now, when this thing first hit, I did a podcast about it. And I said, listen, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't had no silver spoon prissy little life, okay? I done been through some
Exactly.
things, but I grew up barefoot on the river in Florida. I don't care about this. I said, well, do you know all the germs I have probably soaked in my body through my upbringing? Baby, I grew up in a trailer park. Baby, walking around barefoot with rusty nails on the ground. You think my body care about a C-19? I said, well, I don't care about that. And people told me, oh my God, how could you say that? You gonna say that until you get it. You gonna, man, when I tell you, I am one of the only people that I know where I never got that shit. Did exactly whatever I wanted to do. Was not scared, not one time, lived my life like I normally lived. And everybody else who was so scared, they all got it. And they all told me a year and a half ago when I did that podcast, you saying that till it's you. It's been this long. I ain't never gotten that shit. Period. Okay, baby. Maybe y'all, maybe that's how y'all is, baby. Okay, I just look this way. My body don't care about that, you know. So, I don't know, sis, but thank you for calling in and giving us that information. I didn't know they was doing all that. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you. And please keep doing what you're doing because we need it. We need it. The people with the platforms like you, we need this conversation to go on.
Yeah, we do, because it could all be so simple.
It could. It very much could be.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, sis. You have a good night.
You as well.
All right. Damn, so the people can't get food stamps? You know what I'm saying? Especially in New York. New York expensive AF. So how you gonna see New York is a perfect place to be the catalyst for this setup? You're gonna start it in New York where rent is $3,000 a month for a closet. Okay, food costs more there, everything costs more there. So what we're gonna do is we'll fire them for their job if they don't get it. Then when they have no money from losing their job, we'll say you can't get no assistance without it. If you're forcing people to get it, just say that. Because you know that people don't have the mental capacity to everyone to come together and say no. It's always that it only takes one person to be the one to say, come on, guys, let's just do it. Let's not make this complicated. If that's what they want us to do, let's just do it. It only takes one person to go forward and do that to affect the masses. Where it takes everyone to come forward and say, no, we are protecting our choice. We are going to still have the freedom to choose. Otherwise, if one is got to go, we all going. Okay? Then they can't make a move. Y'all got to know how to call a bluff. Call a bluff. Let me have it in the NBA. Call a bluff. We ain't getting nothing. We get it if we feel like it. What you going to do about it? They would have had no choice. Okay, if you have an entire hospital that needs staffing and the whole staff say no, it will remain a choice. Or else we will all leave. They have no choice but to do what you want. So y'all gotta stop saying, I had to do it. You ain't had to do shit. Y'all chose to do that shit. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Yeah.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. You have something you want to add on the subject? Please do not say the word. Please call it a vacation.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
There's a few things here that is very dangerous, and I think this is what cripples everybody in the whole, which is people are trying to take multiple topics and put them into one category, as far as health, choice, and all these other things and conspiracies. And what that comes into is a lot of chaos instead of being well informed. First thing is, we haven't had a pandemic since 1918. So therefore, times have changed. You can't expect the same procedures to be the same as it was almost 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is, this is a health crisis. This isn't sexually transmitted. This isn't if you choose not to sleep with somebody. I can literally give it to you by just talking to you. We do know people are dying whether you agree to take them or don't take the donut. But the fact is, you have the right to, like you said, to choose to take it or not. But in life, all freedoms have consequences. I can't come to your house and just decide not to take off my shoes if your protocol at your house is to take off your shoes. I'm like, well, it's my right. I can keep them on if I want to. Well, I do have the right. I don't have to come in your house. That's all this is. Now, medically, like you said, there are a million pros and cons on both sides, whether it's a government conspiracy, whether it's this, or you can argue that all day on both sides. But my thing is, for Black people, and that's what I'm talking to, you cannot live your whole life, whether you're 20, 30, 40 years old, of being 400 pounds overweight, riddled with disease, thyroid, all these different medical issues, and then expect a magic pill to be the solution for your life. This crisis that we're suffering is just nothing more than a wake-up call financially as well as health-wise that people were not taking care of themselves. Financially, like you said yourself, you're independent, so you have the more leeway to say, hey, I don't have to go to work for these people. And that's what everybody can have is financial independence. But if you do have to work for the machine, understand, like I said with the house rules, there are rules to anything.
Yeah.
Either you comply or you don't. If you don't want to go to work, then it's their right to say you don't get paid. That's not force. Force would mean that you don't have a choice. I'm going to force this into your arm, and you just got to take it. That's what they do in third world countries. And by the way, factually, there's a lot of countries that can't even afford the medicine and which they could take it. So this is an American way of thinking that all our freedom should be, we just do whatever we want to do, whenever we want to do it. And this is why our society is more chaotic than most, because there is a price to pay for freedom. I do have to have boundaries. It's like, I got to respect yours. You got to respect mine.
Yeah.
If you don't want to take donut, and I'm sitting in the office and I choose to, how do you protect my freedom? You just got to come in there anyway and say, well, the hell with me?
Right.
We can't assume that everybody thinks the same. So therefore, like you said, that analogy of the NBA, well, there are a lot of guys who do want to take the donut. So then what do you tell those guys? Well, you should get out the league because we're all sticking together. You can't do that. What you do is say, listen, bro, do most black people go to the doctor on a regular and find out about hypertension? Do they know if they have kidney disease? Do they know if their parents have hereditary issues that allow them to be unhealthy in the first place? No, they don't. That's why we're at the bottom of the line with those things. So now that something like this pops up like a crisis, now you want to blame it on the evil doctor. No, you were unhealthy from the beginning. I know people personally that died from this, and the thing that I've seen the pattern in this, one guy was 6 foot, I played basketball. One guy 6'3", 480 pounds. Now, would he have lived longer without taking the donut? I don't know. Well, what I do know, he was already on his way out of here.
Yeah.
You can't, you know what I mean? So I think we have to be more informed and then make the right decision for you and your lifestyle. And that's all you can do.
Yeah, because it be the audacity for me. Because it be somebody that just down a Popeyes 4-piece with a mashed potato and be fat AF and then be talking about, you ain't get the jab. You ain't gonna be, not your fat ass. Oh, I know your fat ass ain't over there big as hell, ain't got the nerve to be talking about you doing better than me or you're safer than me because you went and got that. I'm gonna start giving they fat ass the Ike Turner look back too. You big as hell sitting here talking about something. You need to get the vacation. You don't sit your fat ass down somewhere, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be like this. Not you. With your big ass over there huge talking about you ain't get the vacation. How could you not get the vacation? You got to think about the health of everybody else. But you don't sit yo. So you ain't lying, my brother. I appreciate you giving us your input.
And it's like that in everything. And you see that, and that's what I mean, is no different, like with colorism. You know, you'll sit there and have somebody who's, like you said, out of shape or they don't do their hair, you know, because I see women attack you all the time. And it's like, well, you say, well, how come I don't get all the good black men or whatever, but then you put no effort in your appearance or anything. You just want the best of everything with no effort. It's the same exact thing. Black men don't like dark-skinned women. Well, in my life, I've never seen brothers turn down fine-looking women because of their skin color. I just never seen it.
Yep.
But see, it's always the ones that are less attractive and that have all these, you got 4 baby daddies and, you know, they got to accept me the way I am with my shirt poking out and then saying, they just don't like dark-skinned women. Come on.
Yeah. Well, let's try to stay on the subject. We ain't trying to go on
All right,
down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Too. are live on the air. How are you?
Hi. So I just want to say thank you for this conversation. I am actually a registered nurse who worked 9 months of this pandemic. And, when you were going on earlier saying, like, you grew up in Florida and did it, I was 9 months of this pandemic right in front of the faces of people. I was working at a swabbing center, okay? So when they say front lines, I'm on the front line.
Uh-huh.
We're going to swap the center where we were swabbing upwards to 5,000 people a day. At some point, I stopped wearing the N95 because it was giving me a headache. And so I'm here swabbing all these people, and here we are. I'm unscathed, never had no problem, never got no COVID.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it, sis.
Oh, my bad. I never got no Rona.
Yeah, we're going to call it the donut. I like that.
Donut, okay. But it's just so interesting. We need to, first of all, the man who created the mRNA technology is on Twitter with a pinned tweet on his profile, basically saying that this is not going to be the end all be all, and this is his technology. But here we are. They're going to call people conspiracy theorists and all this stuff, and it's rough out here. Like I said, I'm a registered nurse and I'm not working right now. I walked away from basically $3,000 a week at a travel nursing contract because I'm not doing that. I trust in my divine intelligence in my body and my immune system that kept me covered for a whole 9 months being on the front lines in front of people. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm in a place where I'm like, you know what? I know that I'm going to be okay. And just to encourage the people who are in the chat who might be in that same scenario, I was stressed. And I even was crying earlier about all this stuff because I'm like, damn, what am I going to do? But there was a week where I was like, you know what? I'm going to just tap into my creativity. And I went out and I was engaging in my art. And in 2 hours, I made what I would have made in 12 hours as a nurse. So we going to be all right.
Period, Pooh.
Put that out there.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Okay, that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's on I Have Faith in Myself. That's on I'm not about to be subject to these people and this government and all this bullshit. I'm not doing that.
Exactly, because sis, you definitely can't be a nurse and you debilitated and crippled. If you know what I'm saying, I don't get that. So why would I say, okay, I'll take it to keep my job just to get it, not know how my body gonna respond to it. And then I'm sick and I can't do my job, or I'm dead and can't do my job. That is literally the most backward. Get it so you can keep your job. Man, if I'm dead, I definitely can't keep my job. And then y'all will fire someone to replace me in this job before I'm even in the ground.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's a lack of self-love. Like, when you love yourself, you can't put a price on me. It don't matter the job, the concert, the sporting event. It don't matter. There ain't no price on me. Okay, exactly. I got to be alive. I got to maintain my health, period. So I'm with you, sis.
Exactly. And I don't know why they're not talking about the 700,000 plus injuries that have occurred because of this thing. When it was about 700,000 plus deaths, when people were saying that number was minuscule, they were being labeled as not having compassion and being horrible and not having the moral compass. But now people want to bring up the 700,000 plus injuries. Now people are saying, oh, well, that's not a lot. I'm like, okay, so where's your morality now?
Right.
Where's the morality?
Right.
It's just been such an interesting time. I never thought that, I went to school, I was a straight A student, getting, just going hard. I gave so much energy to this field of nursing. And and now I'm in a place where I'm like, dang, I never thought it would be like this, but I'm standing firm. My whole family got it, and being a nurse and having this kind of viewpoint, you're basically labeled as being the bad seed and the conspiracy theorist and all that stuff. But talks like this, people like you and all the other people who can see the light and see what's going on, it's encouraging. And I just want to come on here and say thank you and encourage the people who are listening. We gonna be all right. If you just walk in your power, the universe, God, the benevolent forces will show up for you. You do not have to comply, period.
I'm with you, sis. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
You have a good night, sis.
You as well. Bye.
Peace. Yeah, y'all, listen, we got to have some type of common sense in here. You know what I'm saying? Common sense got to play a part in this in some way. For me, we should be looking after each other to protect our basic freedoms. Okay, something about what you eat, what vacations, what medications you take y'all should never be complicit and participating in that, because when the time comes where them tables turn and things start to go left, you're gonna need those same people that you were trying to villainize. You're gonna need those same people to help you at that point, because you can't wait until this goes completely left to then suddenly say, wait a minute, this could be a problem. We have to have foresight to be able to see, oh no, listen, I see y'all getting ready to be on that crazy stuff, and be able to move accordingly. How you doing? You live on the air.
Hi, Six. This is Brandon from Baltimore.
How you doing, Brandon from Baltimore? How do you do?
I I quit the gym.
Okay. All right. What do you got to add on this subject?
I've been around.
Now I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Can you try to get a little closer to the phone? I'm having a little bit of difficulty hearing you.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, that's much better.
All right, so check it. I was a medic in the military for 5 years. Everything they taught me goes against everything that they're telling you people on the news. All the civilians, one, they're telling you how your body works wrong. They've been lying from the beginning. And it's sickening how us black folks believe everything that comes through that TV. I try to tell people about Event 201. They refuse to go look it up. I put it on the back of my car, and people still refuse to go Google Event 201 to find out how they planned this and show how this story is going to play out, to show us what we can do to stop it. But we don't want the truth. We just want to be afraid, because it's easier to control people with fear than it is to control them with love and give them things.
I'm telling you. And that's why it's so freeing. Like, when you break free from materialism and stuff like that, it's such a freeing feeling, because then when they be like, oh, well, without it, you can't have this and you can't have that, you're like, okay, I don't care. You know what I mean? But if that is a prison to you, then you're going to, do whatever they ask.
Have you ever heard of gematria?
No, but I don't want to talk about too many things on here, because I don't want to get this flag.
Okay, all right, I can dig it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that donut is the death. Think about what the Bible said. You will not eat, you will not shop, you cannot participate in commerce. Isn't that sounding like what's going on now? But we all crazy conspiracy theories. Oh, all right.
It's getting real out here, my brother.
Thank you for being one of the woke ones.
Oh, I hate that word. People make such a mockery out of it now. Yeah, it's weird to me that people make a mockery of that word. It's like, wait a minute. So how is that a problem?
Because there are people walking around fleet. You see them, they're the NPCs. They don't really see what's going on. And we think that it's something wrong. And no, they have been dumbed down and pacified so much that their life has played out the way they have wanted it, that they've never had a reason to question society. It's brainwashing. It really works. The TV, the cell phone, social media, it all really works, but we don't understand how magic really works.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you for calling in, my brother.
All right, take it easy.
You too. So I repinned the link for y'all. You're on the air. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, girl. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
You have something you
I'm
want
glad
to...
I got through.
Okay, you have something you want to add on the subject? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. What just happened? Oh, no. Uh-oh, I think I was trying to move this thing. Oh no! Hold on, y'all. I was trying to move this thing. Oh no. I'm trying to call them back. Was it this person? Oh, wait, don't call that person. I'm trying to call them back. I don't know. I tried to move. Oh. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Can that person call me back? I did not mean to hang up on you. Let me see. Let me see if I can call them back.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. What is going on here? Okay, I mean, I guess try to call back if you can. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just went down. I tried to move the laptop, and then boom, it's just the call. I look over and the whole screen was gone. I'm trying to call the number back, Lord.
Hello?
I am so sorry. I did not mean to hang up on you. I tried to move the laptop and it just shut the screen off. But what did you want to add on the subject?
You're okay. I just wanted to add, so I'm so happy I finally got through number one, but I'm a school teacher and I teach mostly in, our communities. And I found out that 50% of Americans are illiterate. And that directly ties to why everyone isn't doing research and they're just letting people tell them what to do and take a vacation and do donuts and eat donuts without really reading, what's in front of them, because most prescriptions and directions are written on a fifth grade level. I didn't realize that until I started teaching. I'm happy that you're having this conversation. My boyfriend actually went to go get tested at the doctor, just his normal testing, and they tried to bribe him with $100 gift card to get the donut when he went to go get his health check.
Stop. Stop it. So that's a very interesting point that you brought up. Okay, have you ever seen someone who is illiterate? They tend to be very defensive about it. They tend to be very insecure about it. Like, they do not want to be told to read a paragraph out loud. Do you know how many people, if you want to humble them, ask them to read a paragraph out loud, okay? And all that talking and all that, get real quiet. So I've noticed a lot of people who do not have, adequate reading and writing skills tend to get very defensive about it, as opposed to saying, I can't read that well, or I can't spell like that well. They'll tend to be like, man, I don't want to see that. I don't care about that. That looks boring. I don't want to read that. They tend to do that. So that's interesting that you're saying that you feel as though this could be related to the illiteracy problem, because that very well could contribute to it. That they don't have the comprehension, like you said, to be able to hear conversations, hear what one person says, another person says, compare thoughts and ideas, take notes down, read stuff. Yeah, yes, and comprehension skills. You know what, sis? I think you might be onto something. Because it doesn't make any sense. It's like, this is not that hard to understand. This is not a theory or a conspiracy or anything. Like, this stuff is factually going this way and has always went this way. So what's the real reason? So that could be it, sis.
So honestly, my mom, she has a different last name. Oh, sorry, sis. I was just saying my mom has a different last name than me, but she's actually a doctor. And we're not talking right now. So I'm losing family members.
That's another point.
Because of me not taking vacation.
My God. That is another point. Okay? You are right. Even in your own families. I have seen it in my own family. People acting funny towards you, acting standoffish towards you, not want you to come to their house because you're not with the vacation. That is
I haven't been home for
ridiculous.
Christmas for 2 years because I wouldn't get it. So,
Wow. It's
yeah,
absolutely
it's
ridiculous.
crazy.
It's crazy, sis. But I appreciate you giving us that point of view. That's a good point.
Yeah, I just like to let people know that, but stay strong. Oh, I have one more thing that I
Yeah,
need
go
to
ahead.
say. So actually, I live in a bigger city in North Carolina. It wouldn't be hard to figure it out. But I was actually at a bar with my friends. And
Uh-huh.
this guy came up to me and was just like, hey, talking, whatever. And I don't know how we got on the conversation. He worked for one of the vacations, and he is an African that works for one of the vacations. And
Okay.
I said, does your employer require you to take the vacation? And he said, no, none of us here, the people that make the vacation, are required because we would start falling out like flies. And he said, do you have kids? I said, no, but I want them. I'm 29. He said, never get the vacation. He said,
Mm.
never get the vacation. He worked for it, a lab. He worked in the lab for the vacation.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is
Met 2
why.
weeks ago, just sipping
Wow.
my little drink.
Yeah, because even like the
Yeah.
White House staff are not required to take it. You know what I'm saying? So the government,
Yes, none of the
they're
people
not
are required to
requiring
take it.
themselves to take it, but they making you take it that work for Frito-Lay. All right. Okay. If you say so, and this is why you got to listen to your womb as a woman. Like something in my womb said, do not do this. Like do not do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know you want to have you some babies. You know that's what you want. My spirit said, do not do it from the beginning. Before I even had all the
Mm-hmm.
information, like from the beginning, I knew. So you are so right.
Me
That's
too.
crazy. That's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad
Survival of the fittest is real.
natural selection is real.
Yes, ma'am.
Nature gonna do what it do. Okay, it's one thing about it. We are not all built the
It
same.
sure is, but I'm just
Okay.
going to listen to that.
Yeah. All right, sis. Well, I appreciate you so
Yeah.
much. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Love your content.
Thanks, sis. Have a good night.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Hi, hold on 1 second. Let me turn the YouTube down. Okay. So, my name is Bree, and I love your content.
Thank you.
And there's a few things that I want to inform people. I think it's super important that everybody pretty much gets their house in order. Because the government, they're going to try to hit this in like 4 or 5 ways in order to execute their plan. So the first thing is your job. That's what they're doing now. They're requiring, companies over 100 employees. That hasn't even been a law yet. They just, Biden set the threat and companies started just abiding by it. But that is not even a law yet. So they're threatening you with your job. Now the next thing is going to be travel. Now, in certain countries you can't visit, or you have to, you have to have it in order to visit. But he's going to make it to where you have to get it even if you're traveling domestically. So that's another thing. And he's going to do that because there's already articles about it online. He's going to probably do that in time for the holidays because that's when most people travel. And so they're going to feel like, okay, let me go ahead and get it because it's an inconvenience. So the next thing after travel is going to be, it's really food shortage. I don't know if y'all have been looking at the grocery stores about what's happening, the shelves, there's no food on the shelves hardly.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
No matter what day you go to the grocery store. So what's happening is they are paying farmers to destroy their crops. They're trying to make it a food shortage, which is going to raise the prices of food.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the next thing. Along with government benefits, like the other young lady was saying, how, you can't get food stamps unless you get it. So that's going to be another thing, is food. Now, the last one, the most important one, is your money. You can look this up. About 3 weeks ago, last month, there were 3 major banks in Europe that people were checking their accounts and they showed zero balance. It is super important to only leave a certain amount of money in the bank. Like, okay, this is the money for bills. The rest of it, put it in a safe deposit box that's insured by the bank, if you want to keep it at the bank, or pull out your money and keep your own safe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
These are all the ways that they're going to try to make people take it.
Yep. I can see that for sure. I can see that for sure. But see, people don't think it's that serious. And then people gotta. I haven't heard somebody who is for it really give me an adequate answer on why would they be pushing this so hard.
Correct.
Why are they doing? They're doing a lot here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can give me a valid answer that would be comforting on, and you would hear the answer and think, okay, that's cool, as to why they're forcing this so bad. It's crazy, sis.
Correct. What's happening in Australia right now, in New York, is going to spread.
Mm-hmm.
So how you see, like, what's going on in Australia, how even the union workers, they're protesting almost every day in Australia. They put a ban, like a travel ban. It's going to happen and it's going to spread. So one more thing that I want to say, that I want to inform people about, because a lot of people don't know this, but this is information that you can look up online. People wonder why, when the V was available, it was free. Like, oh, they just giving this out.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess who's funding it? Guess who's funding it? The free V's. Guess who's funding it? The Gates Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
Gates
they were saying how
Foundation
they
is
just now,
funding it.
but see, they
They're
were
pouring
saying,
out millions of dollars every month so that you can get it for free.
but see, this is the thing.
This is the
Bill
next
Gates is
step.
not a doctor. You see what I'm saying? Bill Gates is not a doctor. Bill Gates does not have a medical degree of any sorts. Again, so when people see that, I'm like, y'all don't think that's weird at all? Why is he involved so heavily in this? What does he know? He's not a doctor. What is this, an investment?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. He has many talks. He's done TED Talks, several interviews
Yeah,
about
like he a doctor.
population control.
Like he a doctor. Like, sir, bye. Goodbye. We don't want to hear nothing you have to say.
He believes in population control. And so I think that the adverse reaction, the ultimate thing is what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to reproduce. Because that's his whole thing, is population control.
Or you're going to reproduce unhealthy children, like little lab rat science
Correct.
experiment babies with 3 arms. And
Correct.
4 eyes.
He
Yeah.
believes that there are too many people on this earth, and there's a couple billion people that need to die off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's who's funding the V so that you're able to get it for free.
Girl, bye.
Do not get it. Whatever you do, do not get it. If you care about your body, if you want to be here for a long time, do not get it. Do not get in. They're going to just, like I said, attack this in all 4 or 5 different ways in order to make it inconvenient for you so that you will give in and do it. Do not do it. Please get your house in order.
They said they not here for a long time. They here for a good time, child.
Girl,
bye. Well, I appreciate you, sis.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Right. Yeah, man. Like Bill Gates just entered the chat. Like Bill Gates, what do you want? Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Bill Gates, wherever the money resides. Sir, you're not even a doctor. We don't care. Like what are you saying? What do you have going on? Uh, how you doing? You're on the air. Hello? Hello, you're on the air live. Okay, people ain't paying no attention. Y'all not paying attention, okay? If y'all gonna call in, then can y'all please be looking when I answer the phone crazy? Like, come on. Yeah, it'd be like Bill Gates always got something to say. Sir, don't nobody care. Okay, you just over here, everybody an investment to you. You don't even look at people as human beings. You just out here like, hey, get me a few dollars. Like, you know what I'm saying? Again, everybody got to make their own decision. But at the same time, come on now. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, can you turn the show down in the background? It causes a little bit of an echo.
Okay.
How you doing? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, so I just wanted to say that I've been watching your show for a while and I really love it. Thank you so much for putting out the content that you do put out. You're one of my favorite YouTube bloggers.
Thanks, sis.
But I wanted to put my foot in on it. As far as what you were talking about earlier, as far as people already being unhealthy. Just a little quick story. So there was
Now,
a
sis,
concert
your connection sounds a
that
little
I
bit.
wanted to go to. I
Sis,
ended up going to it,
sis, your connection
but
sounds a little
I didn't
bit.
go with the person that I was at.
Sis, can you hear me?
Hello?
Your connection sounds a little like muffled. Is it on like speaker or something?
Oh, it's because of my AirPods. I'll take it off.
Yeah, 'cause it's hard to comprehend your words. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that you're one of my favorite YouTube bloggers.
Thank
So I just
you.
wanted to thank you for like all the content and stuff that you be putting out and stuff like that.
Thanks, sis.
But as far as like my little story, there was a woman that I was supposed to go to a concert with in a different city because I'm in Chicago. We were supposed to go into Detroit. And I guess she didn't know at the time that I did not have the jab. You know what I'm saying? So we were hanging out and stuff like that. And then it's like when she found out that I didn't have the jab, she got like all like, oh, you know, I didn't know that you weren't vaccinated, and are you sure you don't want to sit in the back of the car?
Don't say the word. Don't say the word. Don't say the word. Don't say the word.
Oh, okay. Are you sure that you don't want to sit in the back of the car? And I'm like, well, why would I have to sit in the back of the car because I don't have the jab? So I ended up
She said you gotta.
and I did end up.
She said you gotta sit in the back.
She basically tried to make a little joke, but I could tell that she was honest. She was actually serious. I feel like she was actually serious.
Yeah, she was for real, but she ain't want to try you like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And the thing is that you were saying earlier, as far as like people being unhealthy and overweight, like she was an overweight individual. She's an over individual. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you're already healthy. Like what are you talking about?
Yeah, like you have
So,
very clear signs of your unhealthiness. I'm not taking health advice from you, ma'am.
Exactly. So I just ended up canceling. Like, girl, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. And then she even jumped to the conclusion of when I told her that I'm not gonna make it. Like, oh, did you test positive? Man,
oh my god. Oh my god. Like, are you for real?
Yeah, I ended up still going to the concert. It was a J. Cole concert. I ended up just staying in Chicago, got a negative test. I know people kind of feel some way about that.
you know, it's probably gonna be having our DNA. But it was just for that one thing. I'm like, I can't miss it, but it's like, I'm not gonna go with this person because you gonna feel uncomfortable and I'm feeling uncomfortable with this. Cause what? So yeah, just super, super interesting of all this stuff that's going on with it. It's very, very crazy.
Wow. Man, girl, the audacity for me. I told you, you should have gave her the Ike Turner look, sis. Okay?
It
You
was
should
your
have.
message. Your message. I was just like, yeah, I already told you as far as, you know, when it comes to shots, and like, I don't do that. My daughter hasn't had shots, and she was like in her months, like 6 months and stuff like that. So it was like, girl, I already told you this. Like, what do you mean? But you could tell, like, she was serious. It was like, oh, COVID is spreading, and it was not COVID. The seed is spreading, and oh, all of this, all of that, and I just want to make sure that I'm safe. And it's like, but you not even making sure your health is safe when it comes to daily things that you put in your body. Like,
Wow.
what the heck?
I'm telling you,
So
sis,
this
that ain't
is
it. That ain't it, sis. But thank you for calling in and giving us your point of view. I appreciate you, sis.
yes, for sure. Thank you. Bye.
All right, you have a good one. Yeah, y'all. I think that was some good calls. I think we got a lot of good perspective. I was hoping to have someone that would have called in who was like for it, so maybe we could, talk to them and kind of pick their brain. But we've been on here for a little while now, so we're gonna go ahead and sign off for the night. I got to handle some midnight yee. Y'all, please make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. Thank you everybody for the super chats. Thank you everybody for the cash apps. Um, I always appreciate the support and y'all just showing love on the channel. It means a lot to me. Tomorrow is, what's today? Is today Thursday? What's today? Today's Thursday, yeah. So we probably won't do a live stream tomorrow. I'm thinking we'll probably go live again Monday. Probably want to try to get you guys some uploaded content until then. In the meantime, I think I just saw a super chat, but then when I clicked on the screen, okay, there it is. Thank you so much, Alana. Kate, she said, I run a small digital tech business. Be mindful of the donut checks and guidelines on social media. They are silencing us and testing limits with what they can do to us. Be strong. It is a fact, sis. Again, our basic right is to choose the things we're going to put inside of our body. So I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a good night, and I will see you on